Going, everybody? This is Josh, and it is another weekend inspiration. So, I've got a really cool story that I read this week where I was just going through some stuff and I wanted to share it with you guys. But first, I wanted to make sure that you guys, like this, follow us, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure you click all those. Check out some of our other videos, really help us out. And if you need any help with your marketing, your advertising, any of your tech, anything like that, go ahead and take a little scan of that little QR code right there. And that will give you all of our contact information so you can get a hold of us and we can come up with a plan of action for you. So let's get down to the weekend inspiration. Okay. Pretty cool story. So I'm going to have right over here on my phone, I've got a little bit that I'm reading off of here too. So I saved the story, screenshotted it because I wanted to make sure I got it right. So it's pretty cool. So they say during a study in Harvard in the 1950s, it's Dr. Kurt Richard. He placed some rats in a pool of water, right? And he just let them swim until they pretty much gave up and were exhausted. And it took on average about 15 minutes for those rats to basically, give up and start to drown. And so then he would take them out of the pool and he'd dry them off and give them a few minutes to rest and kind of, nurture them a little bit. And then he'd put them back in and see what the second round went. And it was amazing that the second round, you would think that, maybe they went for another 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Because remember, they just finished, doing, oh, I'm exhausted, I can't go anymore, and I'm going to go ahead and drown, right? Still got a little cough from that little cold that I had. Sorry. What came out from it was instead of them going 15, 20 minutes or anything like that, they were going up to 60 hours. Crazy, right? Like they just kept swimming and kept swimming and kept swimming. And they concluded that the reason that the rats kept on swimming and were able to go so much longer the second time was that they had a belief basically that they were going to get rescued. And so they could push themselves farther than they really thought that, they could go, they could push their bodies, they could push everything because they had this hope that they were going to get rescued. And it was just kind of a crazy study that I thought was really cool. And it ended with saying this here in conclusion. Let's see, that was that since the rats believed that they'd eventually be rescued, they could push their bodies way past what they previously thought was impossible. So they wanted to leave the study with, a couple of little thoughts on that and how weird it was. And I also like this ending part here that says, if hope can cause exhausted rats to swim for that long, then what could a belief in yourself and your abilities do for you? Remember what you're capable of and remember why you're here. And I thought that was a pretty cool little message is, hey, we're a little bit smarter and a little bit better than rats, right? So if they can swim, they gave up, they spent their 15 minutes, they give up, and then they get helped, they get nurtured, they get dried off, and then they get put right back in the same situation and they go even harder and way, way, way longer than they did the first time. If they can do that with just the hope that, hey, somebody's going to come along and he's going to rescue me again. What could you do with that same type of thing? Maybe, you're just waiting to, have somebody come along and rescue. Keep pushing yourself, keep going for it, keep making that stuff happen, keep grinding and stay out there and keep going. And that is your weekend inspiration. We'll see you on the next one.